Hey, good morning. This is Pastor Lenny, and it's Monday. I hope you enjoyed Sunday's message. And if you weren't able to catch it live, podcasts are available, or you can go back and watch it on Facebook. And the title of Sunday's message was, Who Do You Say That You Are? It's a great message. I know it's going to bless you. So this morning, we're continuing in Ephesians chapter 4. And remember, Pastor Lenny, I love you. I love each and every one of you. And I'm so grateful for you. I never want to forget to say that. Never, ever. So today, in our Ephesians study, we're going to be looking at verse 14. 14. Now, a little bit of review. We're talking about being perfected. Being perfected in our souls. Being perfected in our souls. Perfected in our souls. The believing. I have often said, and I'll probably say it hundreds of more times, that the key to victorious, more abundant Christian living is all about our mindsets and belief systems. Before Pastor Lenny can address demons and devils and Satan, he first addresses mindsets and belief systems, because we are a product of what we allow into our eye gates and our ear gates, what we allow to take a foothold in our souls. You see, our spirit man, our spirit being, the blueprint of its design is Jesus Christ in every single way, is just longing to come forth. It's longing to spring out. It's longing to energize and revitalize, and it's longing to explode out from within us. The only thing that keeps that from happening is our unrenewed souls. This is why Sunday's message is so important. Go back and listen to that. And so Paul is talking about the perfecting, the soulish perfecting of the saints, so that we can attain in our earth walks the fullness of the stature of Christ that's within each and every one of us. That's been given to each and every one of us. Just like Jesus, the blueprint of our design. And so, to make that happen, as people become illuminated and enlightened, and as they progress in revelation, they may progress in certain giftings as they are progressing, but it doesn't mean that gifting is the end. It just helps us all get to the end, the fullness of the stature, the measure of Jesus Christ. And so we talked about how, some will be apostles, some will be prophets, some will be evangelists, some will be pastors, some will be teachers. What do you think? You think that's a complete list? No, it's not a complete listing. Paul is giving an example of how, when children of God, John chapter 1, verse 12, who are given the right, the authority, the privilege to become God's children, right? As they believe, as they receive, and as they have been born from above and contain the very nature of God, all right? As we become enlightened, right? We might operate in one direction more than another direction, but it's all to get us, remember, to the fullness of the stature, the measure being Christ. To where like Paul and to where like Christ, we asked that question, was Paul an apostle? Yes. Was Paul an evangelist? Yes. Was Paul a teacher? The best. What was Paul, a prophet? Did he speak with inspired and divine words? Yes. Yes. Was he a pastor? Yes. What about Jesus? Yes, 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 yes. Right? So can you imagine, the body is supposed to operate in the fullness of the stature, the measure being Jesus Christ, where you have a body of Jesuses who know and understand, I can do all things. I can do all things. I'm more than a conqueror. Why? I am. I am is in me. I am is flowing through me. I am in every single way. And so that's what we talked about. And verse 13, we talked about so that we can all attain to this unity, this uniting, this oneness in the faith. What faith? Whenever Paul talks about faith, he's talking about faith for Jesus Christ, faith in Jesus Christ for righteousness, which puts us all in right standing, in equal standing, in a same position. That's why earlier in this book, in Ephesians chapter 2, it talked about how we were co-seated with Christ in heavenly places. Co-seated with him. Co-seated. In other words, it's not like an airplane has a pilot and has a co-pilot. You know, no. Pilot. Pilot. Co-seated. Jesus, us. Co-seated. That's why, you know, joint heirs. Not an heir, okay? Not an heir, but Romans chapter 8 talks about how we're joint heirs. Equal heirs. Joint heirs. Co-seated. Okay? Unity of the faith. As our knowledge, as our intimacy with Jesus grows, knowledge of the Son of God, perfect man. Again, that word perfect is talking about in our souls, because our inner mans are already perfect, complete in every way, reaching the measure, the stature of Jesus Christ, the blueprint of our designs. So now why? Why is this so vitally important? Verse 14. Today we're going to finish out talking about verse 14. Listen to what Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14 tells us. That we, henceforth, be no more children. That we, henceforth, be no more children who are tossed to and fro, carried about by every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men, and cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive. You know, that's almost sounding like James chapter 1, where it talks about doubly minded man, like the clouds, like, right, tossed to and fro. Don't let that man expect that he's going to receive anything from God, being a double-minded man. Almost sounds like that language from James chapter 1. Okay, so now here we go again. That we, you and I, henceforth, be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about from every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness whereby they lie and wait to deceive. Now, this is very important. This is very important. There are a lot of doctrines. There are a lot of beliefs. There are a lot of people who go into the scriptures and find an element of the scriptures and make it a doctrine. Okay? They go in, find an element of truth, pull it out and make a doctrine. Now, I fully believe that there are many people that do that, many men that do that, many women that do that, but they're not looking to deceive. They have sincere hearts. But you have your doctrines. I was just visiting with a pastor friend of mine last Friday, and he was talking about the doctrines of casting out devils and demons, and how everything bad that's happening, everything that's bad that's happening within a Christian, within a child of God, happens to do with devils and demons. You know, and they have scriptures, you know, to substantiate that. But again, parts of scripture, pieces of scripture, not the whole picture, and then making a doctrine out of it. And so they have these deliverance ministries where they zero in on everything is a spirit, everything is a demon. Let me tell you something. We all know the facts. When you go to the hospitals, medical facts are overwhelmingly, I'm going to say, majority is 50%, right, is half. All right, so once you get above 50%, 51%, that's a majority. So at least 51%, and we know it's far more, of people that are in hospitals are there because of psychosomatic illnesses. Psychosomatic illnesses. We talked about, you know, medically, they talk about placebos. Studies of, oh, you know, hey, here we go, this is new. And it works. You know, mindsets and belief systems. First, Pastor Lenny will address mindsets and belief systems before he addresses devils and demons. Sorry. Is that real? Yeah. But I don't think it's as real as in lives as most people make it up to be. I believe it's mindsets and belief systems. Okay? And so, but we were talking about that. We had a great conversation. And now, you know, that was the Word of Faith movement. Everything's about faith. You know, build it, grow it, strong, big, stretch, you know. And there's certain, like the centurion, great faith. So we take it, you know, and we make doctrines out of it. This is why Galatians chapter 6, verse 15 is so vitally important. It's not circumcision that matters. It's not uncircumcision that matters. The only thing that matters, Paul is telling us now, is the new creation. The new creation. Go back to Sunday's message. It's going to bless you. And so, verse 14, we're growing in maturity. We're becoming perfect in our souls, perfected in our souls, so that we can reach the fullness of the stature of the measure, being Jesus Christ, the new creation, born again, just like him in every single way. So we're not being tossed to and fro. So we're not, you know, what's the flavor of the month? This month's flavor is vanilla. I love vanilla. Oh, but you know, but by the end of the month, you know, vanilla's just not kicking it. It's just not doing it. So now I'm going to move on to chocolate. Oh man, and chocolate is good. And I'm so pumped up and I'm excited about chocolate until the end of that month. And you know, I'm like, you know, I'm chocolated out. You know, I haven't tried strawberry yet. Oh man, hey, strawberry's good. I like strawberry. I like strawberry. Strawberry's good. You know what? And then you go from strawberry to pistachio. And you know what? Each flavor has some truths in it. But they make doctrines from truths. It's not supposed to be doctrines. And so this is saying, so you're going to become mature. You're going to become like the new creation. This is what's most important, the new creation. So you're not tossed to and fro anymore. So you're not jumping from the flavor of the month. Oh boy, I'm preaching at me. Because I used to do that. Flavor of the month. Now I have the flavor of all flavors, the new creation, Jesus Christ. You know, it's just like dieting. Listen, I have lost thousands of pounds. I've gained it back, and I've lost it again. I've gained it. I've lost thousands of pounds. You know, and it's like, okay, what's the answer? I'm going to tell you what's the answer. It's Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers. I was the point king, okay? How many points a day do I get? 30 points a day? Oh, man, I'm going to go and I'm going to look at foods and I'm going to find out what foods are the least amount of points. And I'm going to get them and I'm going to keep looking and finding and searching till I find foods that have less points and less points and less points. Oh, wait a second. If I do a little bit of workout, I can add 5, 6, 7 points to it. So I was the point king, man. I was the point king. And you know what? I lost weight. I did lose weight. But it never taught me how to be disciplined, right? I don't have a spirit of fear. I have the power. I have the spirit of power and of love and self-discipline. It didn't teach me that. I was eating so much, man. I had so many points and I had so many low point foods. But I lost weight. But I didn't keep it off. You know, then I was tossed to and fro. The Atkins diet. Man, I can eat as much as I want. I don't have to even count points. Just as long as there's protein and fat and minimal carbs, 20 grams of carbs. Oh man, and I was eating stuff. I was eating sausages and I was eating, you know, and I was eating eggs and I was eating hamburgers and I was eating steaks and I was eating shrimp and I was eating lobster and I was eating pork rinds dipped in cream cheese. Yeah, you know, I was losing weight, but I got tired. And then it didn't teach me self-discipline. It didn't, you know, do that. And then from there, think about it, man. Think about it. And there's the keto, and then there's the zone, and I tried them all. The flavor of the month. Whoa, you know what I'm talking about. I'm using this because it's easy to relate to this. All right? But then there's, hey, calories in, calories out. Let grace show you, teach you, fullness of the stature and the measure of Jesus Christ. Self-discipline, the mind of Christ. Eat right. Eat for one person. You know? Eat smaller portions. Eat proper portions. You know, have a slice of pizza. Maybe 2, but not all 8. And then top it off with a dozen wings. And then after the dozen wings, you know, go to a half a gallon. You follow what I'm saying? And so we get caught up in the flavor of the months. We're tossed to and fro where we're supposed to become perfected in our souls into the image and likeness of Jesus Christ, the measure, the fullness, the stature of Christ. And then we're no longer, tossed to and fro from the teaching of the month, from the doctrine of the month. And they all could be truths, but they rob us from the truth. So anyway, hope you liked today's study. This is Pastor Lenny. Yeah, I'm skipping in. I'm bebopping. I'm moving around because Jesus is Lord and Jesus is awesome and grace is awesome. I love you. Walk in the blessings.